Hi guys, so today we're talking about compound inequalities. So a compound inequality consists of two inequalities connected by and or, the words. So an and is when you shade in the middle. So shade in middle. And or is when you shade the outsides. And that'll make sense in just a minute, and you'll see more about this when we go over some examples. So the first one says, write the compound inequality without the word and. So that means you're going to put x in the middle. Put your lowest number on the left and your highest number on the right. So if you look, for -4, the inequality is eating the x. So you want it to continue to eat the x. The inequality on the other side is eating the 2. So you want it to continue to eat the 2. So that's what it should look like without the word and in it. Now when you graph that, again, you're going to put 2 notches there. -4 goes on the left and 2 goes on the right. -4 is less than or equal to, so you're going to have a closed circle. 2 is just less than, so you're going to have an open circle. And then it's an and inequality, so you're going to shade in the middle, just like that. If you wanted to, you could also do this on the number line, but I'm doing it above the number line so you can see it a little better. So example 2 says graph the solution set. So again, we have an and here. We're going to put the lowest number on the left and the highest number on the right. At 0, our inequality sign is less than or equal to. So we're going to have a closed circle at 0. At 9, it's just less than, so we're going to have an open circle. And then it's an and, shade in the middle. For B, -2 goes on the left, 3 goes on the right. X is greater than -2, so we have an open circle at -2. X is less than or equal to 3, so closed circle at 3. It's an and, so you shade in the middle. C, this one's a little tricky because which one's smaller, 2 or -10? The -10 goes on the left and the 2 goes on the right. -10 is a greater than, so it gets an open circle. 2 is a less than or equal to, so it gets a closed circle. And then you shade in the middle. Last one. So this one, it doesn't have the word and, but if there's no word there at all, that means that it's an and problem. So I'm going to write -3 and 4. -3 is less than, 4 is less than, so they're both open, and you shade in the middle. Okay, let's try example 3. So these are all or problems. So -5 is going to go on the left. 2/3 goes on the right. -5 is less than or equal to, so that has a closed circle. 2/3 is greater than, so that has an open circle. Now if you look at the actual inequalities, this inequality with the -5 looks like it's pointing to the left. So we're going to shade to the left. N is greater than 2/3 looks like it's pointing to the right. So we would shade to the right. Or is always on the outside. So you shade in the outsides and you shade in the middle. So for B, I'm going to put in -7 and 0. -7 has an open circle for less than. 0 has a closed circle for less than or equal to. -7 is pointing to the left. And 0, whoops, I think that one is supposed to go that way. I'm sorry. Should be that way. Last one. So I have -6 and 2. -6 gets an open circle and shade outwards because it's an or. 2 gets a closed circle and shade outwards because it's an or. Okay, so on the back. For these ones, we just have to do a little bit of work before we can actually graph them. So we need to get y by itself. So for this first set, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. I get -4 is less than y. Me personally, I like it when the variable is always on the left. So I'm going to change it to y is greater than -4. I'm going to write my and I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. I get y is less than 2. So I make a -4 here, a 2 here, and this one is greater than, this one's less than, so they're both open circles, and it's an shade in the middle. Hi! Okay, so for B, the first thing you need to do is get h by itself, so you need to subtract 4 from both sides. So you have h is less than or equal to -7. Over here you do the same thing. You need to subtract 4 from both sides. So you have h is greater than 1. And then I have my or in the middle. So on the left I put -7. On the right I put 1. -7 has a closed circle. 1 has an open circle. And it's or, so I shade on the outsides. Alright, for C we have a couple more steps. So to solve for V, the first thing I need to do is add, oh, nope, I don't want to add 2. I want to add 2V to both sides. So that these two, oh, subtract 2V, I'm sorry, I want to subtract 2V. So that these two cancel. And I'm left with -2 is less than or equal to 1V. And since it's just a 1, I don't need to divide it if I don't want to. But I am going to rewrite it with the variable on the left. So V is greater than or equal to -2. Same thing over here. So I'm going to subtract 3V from both sides. I get -1 is greater than or equal to V. And then again, I'm going to rewrite it so the variable is on the left. I have an and in the middle. So -2 goes first, -1 goes second, They both have closed circles. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you do it on the number line. And then it's and, so you shade in the middle. Okay, let's do 2 more. So, for D, I don't have the word and in the middle. So that means whatever I do to the middle, I'm going to have to do to the left and to the right. So if it's 2 times x, I'm going to have to divide everything by 2. So I'll get 4 is less than x is less than 6. And then I'm going to come over here and graph it. So I have a 4 and a 6. They're both open circles, so that's how I would do it if I graphed them on a number line. And then since it's and, there's no actual word here, so we know it's an and, I shade in the middle. Let's do 1 more. So I need to solve for the x that's inside. So the first thing I need to do is get rid of that plus 2. So I'm going to first subtract 2 from everything. I get 6 is less than 3x is less than 12. Now my x is still not by itself, so I need to divide everything by 3. So I have 2 is less than x is less than 4. Go ahead and plot that on the number line. They're both just less than, so it's going to be open circles. And it's an and, so you shade in the middle. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to email us or let us know, and I hope you have a great day.